Here's a fun little riff to practice to work on selective picking, as well as hammer-ons from nowhere. It sounds like this. So what I'm doing here is I'm hammering on with my index finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and then hammer on with your ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string, so you've got a power chord shape. And then after you do that, those are your first two notes. The next two are going to be picking twice on the open B string. And then we're going to do that same thing just on the 10th and 12th fret. So we're moving this power chord shape up to 10 and 12. And then one more time up to 12 and 14. So these are all groups of 4. So far it sounds like this. And then it's going to end with another group of 4, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently because the index finger goes on the 7th fret of the G string, and then the pinky hammers onto the 10th fret of the D string, and right after that you're going to pick that note on the D string 2 more times for another group of 4. And as I'm doing this, I'm experimenting with how much I'm palm muting, and towards the end of this I'm just not palm muting at all. I'm just kind of seeing what it sounds like from the difference. A little bit more percussive sound when you're palm muting, and a little bit more wide open ringing out sound when you, well, let everything ring out. So the tricky part of this is getting those first 2 notes in time with the second 2 notes, because you're gonna want to naturally pick all of this if you've never done any selective picking before, but getting the timing down for those 2 open B notes is going to be the tricky part. So that is going to be what you want to focus on. If you haven't ever done any selective picking before, just try this first portion of the riff. That way you can get used to how it feels to pick only the last 2 notes of the phrase, because it is kind of a little strange feeling at first, but once you get used to it, it's almost like your hand just locks into place and it gets used to picking the last 2 notes of every measure, or every beat. Give this one a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Take care.